at university we had this ongoing sort of joke thing where you pin it on people on their back, and it's sort of trivial, stupid thing to do, and you play. Sorry, Jude.
Hello there. This is my inquiry into practice, and as you all know, this is actually more focused nowadays on my shift of where I've started and my thinking, where I've got to and where I'm going to go to. But I'm going to use the titles as outlined by Macliffe and Whitehead. So I will take you onwards. Initially, what was my concern? That was my concern. That a lot of my students arrived with bad memories of races being first, second, third, and in fact sometimes last at school, and a lot of them had already learned that they had failed, so they weren't good at something, which upset me because I also had learned I wasn't good at some things, and PE was the only thing I was good at. I kind of took on board a few of the things there. I've realised through my research that they have been schooled in the same way I was schooled, through traditional normative assumptions. So we didn't question, we just followed suit. And I was worried, to be honest, that I think I was reproducing exactly that they had already experienced in school, so I was going to reproduce that in the university. In fact, I was reproducing it. I was positioned as a specialist teacher. I was brought in as a specialist teacher, and I had skills in PE that I would be able to impart to them and make them better. And I call it Frere, but it might be Frere. It's the empty accounts. They are empty accounts, and I was ready to fill them, and I was filling them. And I realised then that I was judging them through my own normative assumptions. So although I was questioning other people's, I didn't look at myself, and I started to look at myself. Sean describes the fact that, in fact, I was looking at my practice, and I was looking at primary PE, and I said it needed fixing. And it needed fixing in lots of different ways by my judgments. And by effect, what I was using with these two authors through critical thinking and reading and literature is, in fact, I was othering them. I was saying that you aren't good enough. The primary PE situation isn't good enough, and I'm going to make it better for you. And oh wow, aren't I good? So I positioned myself on the high ground, I othered people, and I just traditionally transferred knowledge to those people, as we've all discussed, this conveyor belt situation. And there's my othering, my image of othering. And although I was looking for that image, it actually made it quite clear. So I question whether I'm that bowl of fruit and they're there because I'm bigger and better than them, or am I over here, or is that... I'll leave you to think of that one, because we all have our own ideas. Which is the other thing that comes with my thought process, is the knowledge and power transfer. So whose theory is it? Is it my theory or is it your theory? And who am I to question your theory until you provide evidence and data to support your claims to knowledge as well? So why was I concerned? Well, unless I changed my practice, everything would continue the same. Therefore, I really have no right to complain about it. I'm not willing to do something about it. And I needed to do something about it in the social good. And there's another big area that Jean keeps telling me, wait for later to do. So the practice of poor education experience in PE would continue, and I didn't want that to happen. It wasn't fair to the people I was teaching or to myself either. So I started to investigate my practice, and I was there starting to become a learner myself, and that's probably one of the biggest things that's happened to me in a very, very long time, apart from obviously the main things. By being a learner, I actually realised I do have things to offer, and I do have things to learn, and I don't think I was provided with situations where I could become a good learner. And I come back to the word good, because that still is in question in my mind. I was able to reflect, collaborate and communicate, and so were the people I was working with, and I think that's the key thing with me. And we developed new personal knowledge. So my students are just starting again. My new cycle is starting again with the PGCs on Monday. This has happened, and it will continue to happen, because we're going to find new personal knowledge even more, and I find that more exciting. I'm not bored, it's ongoing. Okay, here we go. You can take again from the picture. I see this. Is everyone doing cycles and circles. There's a big community of us, and I was going to put Pearson coach here, whether that would be actually rubbing it in there. I chose a methodology that was practical, dynamic and emerging, and action research seemed to fit that. We also had somebody who was able to educate us within the ideas there and see what our influence is. I got an insider view. To be able to be part of my practice, I couldn't stand outside, I had to get inside. And it was important to get inside so I could become able to see what it was that people were seeing and viewing and feeling alongside my own views and thoughts and process, and I could test it out against critical feedback of those people that I was working alongside and with, and the people outside my practice, which is also important in an institution. Together we reconceptualised PE and the processes involved in teaching and learning, and I was shocked by how much I have reconceptualised PE and the process of teaching and learning. And we have gathered grounded knowledge and theory. It is our context, it is my context. And some of my participants have moved on and they're continuing to find new knowledge and new theory, which is grounded in their area.